All right, we got an all NBA pod today. First, we'll be talking about the Brooklyn Nets, and then we'll talk a little bit about the Heat. We'll pick our power rankings halfway through the season. Who we got in the top 5 to 7, and then we'll go with the All Star contestants, and then we'll do a full All Star draft. Trace, you're gonna be Team LeBron, and I'll be Team Durant. And yeah, that's all we got. Let's get to it. All right, this is TNT Takes. What episode is this now? I'm just gonna call this the All Star Game episode.
Yeah.
10, 11.
I don't know what they're on.
Yeah. But before we get into the All Star Game stuff, we'll just talk about how our team's been doing. Start with the Brooklyn Nets. The last 10 games have been 9-1. Been on a hot streak. They had an 8-game winning streak. They swept the West Coast trip that they had. They went 5-0. They beat the Lakers. They beat the Clippers. They beat Phoenix after a 24-point comeback. James Harden and Kyrie are playing like MVP caliber players right now, and the team's looking good, all without Kevin Durant. So it's kind of crazy. I know that they're my pick out of the East for sure right now, but they've been my pick since day one, of course.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll. I don't know. How do you think they've been playing?
I think they're playing good. You can tell, really, Harden and Kyrie are a pretty good combo in general, even without Kevin Durant. And when Kevin Durant's fully good to go, it's just going to make it even scarier.
Yeah.
Kyrie's settling into a role that was one issue we thought from the very beginning is how Kyrie would settle with the whole thing. And like he came out saying that Harden's the point guard and he's the shooting guard. And you can tell he's actually wanting to fall in his role and playing. They're playing solid in general.
Yeah, the biggest thing that I've seen is the way that James Harden has improved everybody on the team. He's not just playing like he did in Houston, where it was his shot first. It's now pass first. So it's a big difference. Landry Shamet has improved a ton since James Harden's gotten here. I mean, DeAndre Jordan's gotten better.
Harden's been on Jordan a lot.
Yeah. I think Claxton will end up taking Jordan's spot. I don't know if you've seen Nicholas Claxton, but he just had a career high against San Antonio, 17 points in 17 minutes.
I liked Claxton last year, the couple games he played.
Yeah, I know. I did too. All Brooklyn Nets fans were excited for him to get back in action. He's been injured all year. He's only played 4 games this year, and just the way that he can switch on defense, it helps a lot. I think DeAndre, that's where he really lacked, was being able to guard anybody on the perimeter. And so that's where Claxton's been stepping up and showing that he can play defense on bigs, he can play defense on guards, and it's really helps with our switching game. We switch a lot, so
yeah,
I like Claxton. But yeah, I see us having a really good second half, especially if KD plays a lot of it. If they play, we got I think 35 games after the break, and let's just say that if they play 25 together, I think that we could end up being like 20-4 or 20-5 in those 25 games. So I think our second half will be really good, and I think we have a good chance of being the first seed in the East. Now we'll move on to the Heat. They've been one of the hottest teams, though. They've won 6 of their last 7. They're getting back, and they got back into the top 5, I think, once. And I think they ended up losing to Atlanta the other night. Bumped them back down to 7. They're only a game behind the 4 seed right now, which is the Celtics, who's not looking that great. But yeah, I think they have a good chance of being in that top 5 again. This coming to playoffs, as long as their team stays healthy for that second half.
That's been our biggest issue is health.
How do you think they've been looking lately?
Well, like you said, the past 7 games, it hasn't been too bad. But the biggest issue is that when Jimmy Butler's out, we're trying to rely more on Bam, and Bam's not a solid enough player right now to lead a team on his own. And it doesn't help when Tyler Hero's out there shooting 3 for 12, 2 for 10, and he's not playing nearly as good as he was in the bubble, and that's been hurting us a lot this year too. But we get a lot of steals, we get blocks, but our biggest issue is still from the very beginning, switching on the switch and turnovers. We don't have a quick enough defense on the rebounding battle. Last night against the Hawks, Bam Adebayo had 2 boards. It was awful.
No, but I've
like
seen.
You said, how we're sitting in 7th. I think for us, we need to be at least 3 to 5 range come playoff time, in my opinion. really.
Yeah.
But like you said,
Yeah,
it's pretty close. We
you
have the
don't want to be
Knicks
in
in front of
seventh
us.
and then end up possibly playing the Sixers or the Nets in the first round.
Yeah.
But sitting at the 3 or 5 seed and getting to play a possible Knicks or something like that, that'd be nice. But it's like you said, I think Tyler Hero needs to step up a lot. But yeah, it's not possible. I don't think for one player to lead any team in this league anymore.
Mm-mm.
The way that I mean, even LeBron, I think he's like 1-6 in his last
He
7 games
and he's put up
without
numbers, and they're
AD.
still not doing it.
Yeah, I mean, everybody was talking about how great a depth they have, but I don't see it. I don't
Their depth
see.
would
I
have been
mean,
good 4 years ago because a lot of them are past their prime and they're just done.
well, their depth was good last year, good enough to win a championship, I guess.
Yeah.
But and then they added 2 reigning 6 man candidates. So
And it hurts that Davis is out and Schroeder was out for a while. They
yeah,
haven't been healthy
and
either.
yeah, the health hurts, but yeah, the Lakers are struggling. But yeah, back to the Heat. I think that they'll end up being a 4 to 5 range for sure. It's just,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they have the chance to get to the third, but I don't see Milwaukee dropping enough games, and I don't see Nets or Sixers dropping enough games for them to bump into the third seed. Um, were you surprised that the Heat didn't have any All Stars this year?
I'm not gonna lie, I thought Van would have made the reserves and bench role, but when we were playing, I'm kind of glad we didn't. Maybe we'll light the fire under them, make them want to do something because Jimmy was
Maybe you
mad to
guys need
begin
that
with.
break too.
Yeah, that would help too. And I'm just wondering what Pat Riley's going to do. Is he going to actually go to try to make a big deal to get somebody, get some role players? Like, what is he going to do? Because there's been rumors that he's thinking about shopping Duncan Robinson because his extension coming up and he can get a lot out of him. But if that's going to happen, we got to get something good in return at least.
Yeah,
He's still one of the best shooters in the NBA.
do you do Hero for Heel or Bradley Beal?
I would right now, yeah. I love Tyler Hero, but I think it's time to either do a Bradley Beal or Levine trade. I regret me saying no the whole time about Harden because I thought it was going to be Houston's Harden wanting to
Yeah,
shoot. And like, look
yeah.
how he's playing with the Nets. I wonder how he would have done with Bam and Jimmy, who don't care about the ball being in their hands.
Yeah, he'd just be the point guard and just be
Yeah.
assist man. But I'm really happy with him, and he's fun to watch. I used to hate watching him because the way that he played, and
Yeah,
now
he just likes
I mean
shooting.
now
That's
he's
why
on
I
my
didn't like
team.
him
He's
either.
been
I was
he's
like,
been
I don't want
playing
to sit
well.
there and watch a game where he shoots 20 shots in a row with no one else getting the ball.
Yeah, or 20 free throws in a row. God,
Yeah.
I hated watching that. But now I don't care what he does. I mean, he's on the net, so as
I
long as we're
saw a
winning games.
rumor. I saw a rumor going around saying that Heat are in talks about getting Miles Turner and Tyler Heroes on the table. I said, if you guys were not putting Hero on the table for Harden, do not put him on the table for Miles Turner. I was like,
Yeah,
just because he's getting 3 blocks a game, you don't go out and sit there and send Hero, and you wouldn't do that for Harden. I was like,
yeah.
Hero should only be on the
It had
table
to
if
be
it's for Bill
somebody.
Levine.
It had to be somebody else part of the deal. Had to be a 3 team deal or something.
Something, because
Maybe
that's a lot.
Brogdon.
Yeah, he's not bad. He's not bad.
I like
But
Brogdon. Yeah.
it's tough to watch at times. But
Yeah, it's gonna be tough for. I mean, it's all about this second half coming up. But so since we are halfway through the season, we can talk about our power rankings and who we got. Who you got number one? We'll just start and go down the list.
my number one is the Jazz.
Mine too. Um, they've been on fire. I was watching them against the Lakers the other night, and man, they were just hitting everything.
They remind me of the Spurs when they had Tony Parker, Ginobili, and Tim Duncan. They don't have one guy wanting to shoot all the time. They have a
Yeah,
lot of guys in double figures all the time. And Jordan
yeah, they
Clarkson's
have.
been
Yeah, they
huge
have a they have a
this year.
team. They have more of a team instead of like we got these stars.
Yeah,
They have a group of guys that all can play. Um, my number two is the Brooklyn Nets.
same. That's my number two.
Yeah, I think that they're the best team in the East, and right now I think that they are one of the best teams in the league.
Yeah,
With the way that they've been playing, I have them at number two, and then number three, who you got?
I got the Suns at number three.
I have the Sixers just because they're at the top of the East. They've
Mm-hmm.
been at the top of the East. They have Joel Embiid. He's probably the MVP candidate right now.
Yeah,
And then I don't know. They've just been at the top all year. I can't keep dropping them or move them down.
mm-hmm.
Suns coming in my number four though. They're now second in the West. They're looking really good. I like the way that they're playing. Chris Paul's really improved them. Remember back
Chris
when he
Paul's
got
helped Devin Booker a lot. I feel this year, just in maturing too in the NBA.
yeah a little bit. He did get ejected last night.
Yeah, off a bounce pass to the ref, which didn't make any sense either.
No, no, but yeah, CP3 is known for making teams better though. He made the Hornets better when he got added to that team. He made the Rockets better when he got added to that team. Made the Clippers a lot better when he got added to that team, and then
Yeah.
last year was most recent where he made the Thunder a lot better.
Yeah.
And I mean, of course, adding the
Which I
stars
like
is
to
gonna
see
make him
it.
better, but he just
He's helping out
improves.
Ayton too. And then Jay Crowder's playing a big role. They have a pretty solid team.
Yeah, when the Nets played them and the Nets were down 24, it was making me so mad because Jay Crowder was just hitting threes, and
Yeah.
I was like,
I miss
God.
Jay Crowder so much.
It just seemed like
But
they
yeah,
couldn't
my
miss for the
number
longest,
4
and then the
is
third.
the Sixers.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
my
I
4.
assumed you couldn't put him further than 4. There's no way you could put him behind the rest that
The
I
only reason
have.
I put the Suns is because right now, like, I like the Sixers, I do, but I said the Suns barely over them. It was either 3 or 4 flip and flop for me.
Yeah, I think this is where we'll differ a little bit more though. Just 5, 6, and 7. Who you got at number 5?
My number 5, I still have the Lakers.
See, I had him at 5, but I moved him down just because I was. I mean, I'm going right now. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not going all right when AD's on there. They're going to be
Yeah.
here. I'm just going like how I believe it is right now. If any team were to go play these teams, who would they lose to? Who would who would be easier win? Who would be a harder win? And so I moved them actually to number 7. But I couldn't decide between 5, 6, and 7. But I based it off of that, so that's why I have the
Mm-hmm.
Lakers in at 7. So my number 5 is the Clippers.
See, that was mine. I was thinking about putting at 5 and 6. That was my one that was like, I wasn't 100% sure about, but
So you
yeah.
ended up putting them at 6.
6.
The Clippers
I
at
got
6,
Clippers
and
at
then
6.
you got Bucks at 7.
Yeah.
Yep. See, I got Bucks at 6. So yeah, I mean, same 7 teams, a little bit of different order. But after that, a lot of teams are just neck and neck. Like you can't really decide between the Heat and the Nuggets. You can't really
Yeah.
decide between the Blazers and the
Yeah, the Celtics, who should be killing it,
so
but they're not.
see, the Celtics are just so inconsistent. Yeah, it's
Kimba's hurting them, I think, really. I think
well,
they
he's
need to
just
trade
so
Kimba for a
inconsistent as well. I
true
mean,
center.
they need a center. I think they could go in for Miles Turner at one point.
Yeah. For a while
Or
before
maybe,
Gobert started playing good, I thought they'd be one to go after Gobert, but his asking price is going to be too big for the Celtics, I feel.
yeah. You seen Jared Allen's numbers, man? God.
Yeah. He's been doing it. I'm glad
Yeah,
he's finally getting the minutes.
I know. He was getting the minutes with us, and he would have occasional games like that, but it was just too
It's
much
also
star
hard when
power.
you have too many star power, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
With him, it's just him and Sexton pretty much, so it's a little bit easier.
Yeah. But yeah, I had the Lakers dropping a lot just because of how they've been playing without AD.
Yeah.
So I have a question for you. Do you think LeBron could take this team to the finals without AD?
Without AD, no. I don't see them.
I don't think they could either. I don't
I'm
think
a
they could
huge
get past
LeBron
the
fan,
Jazz.
just like you, but I don't think right now, if the rosters are they have right now, my finals would be the Nets and the Jazz.
Yep. Yeah, I don't think the Lakers will be able to beat the Jazz, Clippers, or Suns in a 7-game series with who they have right now. I think the
And
Nuggets would
just
even
in
beat them.
general, the Nuggets would give them competition. I think the Blazers would give them some competition. And
I think I wouldn't
without
say the Mavs,
AD,
but
it's hard.
the Mavs are inconsistent as well.
And it's hard to say because LeBron's still putting up great numbers, but
Yeah.
Montrezl Harrell's not that good at defense. Marc Gasol's slow now. Like it's their big men are getting destroyed.
You think they make a move?
I think they're waiting for the buyout and they're hoping for Drummond. I think that's what they're moving for, just like the Nets. I bet you both teams.
I think they go after more of like a DeMarcus Cousins.
They already said they don't want DeMarcus. They came out last week.
Yeah, I don't know
And
what
that
they'll do.
the two that they were talking about was Blake Griffin if he gets bought out, and Drummond. Which I didn't know how Blake would work because Davis don't want to play the 5. He's already said that, and Blake Griffin's not a 5.
Blake Griffin's a bench player to me.
Yeah, that moves Harold to the 5 and Blake off the bench.
Yeah, Blake and Mark off the bench, or Mark starting and Blake and Harold off the bench.
That's a slow front. That's kind of slow. Blake's looking kind of slow right now.
Yeah.
But then again, Blake might not be playing that good right now because he's on the Pistons. A lot of like D Rose when he was with the Wolves. With the Knicks the first time, he wasn't that good until he went to the Wolves again. That's when his numbers started going off. Certain players don't play good for certain teams.
I mean, the most recent one was James Harden strolling through Houston the last week or two he was there. And
Getting
they traded
fat.
him finally. But yeah, we'll stop with the news for now. We'll get more on that after this All Star weekend. So start with we'll get into that right now. The All Star festivities, the contestants. Start with the skills challenge. They got Luca, CP3, Covington, Randall, Sabonis, and Vucevic. Um, I think I'm gonna go. I mean, we're gonna pick each contest who we think is
Do
gonna
you
win
want to
it.
pick who we think's gonna win and a sleeper in each?
That's what I was gonna say, and then I got a sleeper for skills at least, and then I mean
Dunk, really, there's only three, so there's really
3 point.
no
There's no sleepers for real because there's just so many possibility. I mean everybody one of them can shoot.
sleeper.
So, I mean I'm not. I mean I don't think I'm not gonna go with Steph as my pick, but of course if I have a second pick, he's gonna be in my top two.
Yeah.
So I mean, but yeah, and then dunk contest. There's only three of them, so we'll just pick one from there. So we'll just have a sleeper in the skills, and then we'll just pick the rest.
Okay.
If that works for you. So my skills, I got Julius Randle winning that. He's got that. He's got the guard, the shooting. He's got all of it combined, and I think that he. I mean, bigs win it sometimes, guards win it sometimes, but I think that he's going to end up taking it this year.
Yeah, I got Luca. He can pretty much do everything, and I
He
think
can.
Skills Challenge is really going to show what he can do too. And
One
then my
thing,
sleeper, Robert Covington.
my sleeper's Vucevic, man. He can do everything. He's
Mm-hmm.
big well. But the one thing that I didn't pick Luca as my first pick just because I think that he's slow, man. He's so slow.
He is kind of slow, but
But you just have to be
I was
perfect.
trying. I was trying to go between Doncic or Chris Paul because I could see either or. But I want Chris Paul to be a sleeper because I don't really see him as a sleeper. My sleeper is either going to be Vucevic or Covington. One of the two.
Yeah, yeah, mine too. But I mean, maybe it's a bonus. But um, yeah, Luka's just slow to me. But if he's perfect on everything, the pass is right there, the
Yeah.
shot goes in, then it doesn't matter that much. It's all about speed, though. In this game, I think Randall has the speed. If he's, and I think that Randall's gonna try a lot. You know, it's like something that he doesn't get to participate in much. Luka's
Mm-hmm.
usually in the All Star game. Luka's consistently gonna be in the All Star game. Randall's like, hey, I don't know when I'm gonna be here again, so
Yeah.
he can push through. But yeah, my sleeper is Vucevic because Vucevic is I don't know. I like to go with the bigs,
Yeah. I
but
did last year with Bam, and it was nice.
yeah, we had some money on that one.
Yeah.
I don't know if we're gonna have any money on it this year because
I never want to answer.
Hunter's not gonna even try. But all right, so we got a 3 point contest as well. My pick is gonna be Zach LaVine.
My pick's gonna be Devin Booker.
It's a good one.
Devin Booker on this one.
Go with a little bit of experience on this. Somebody who's won it
Yeah.
before
I was thinking
knows
about
what he's
Jalen
doing.
Brown, but I wasn't wanting Steph because I think everyone picks Steph. I want someone else. But I like Devin Booker. He's one of my favorite players, so I'm just gonna roll with Devin Booker.
Yeah, Levine's just been shooting crazy this year as well. So I just
Yeah.
like to go with someone who I don't
It'd
know.
be
I just
nice to
feel it.
see
I
him do
just got a
that because he
feeling is
won the
what I should
dunk
pick.
contest.
Yeah, I don't know how many people do you think has won the dunk contest and a 3 point
That's
contest?
what I was about to ask you.
Maybe
I
they'll
don't
bring
think
in the
there's
skills
been
pick
many, really.
and do all three.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
He would be a pick for the skills. He would.
All right, dunk contest. Who you going with?
Earlier we talked. I was thinking about Anthony Simmons, but I'm gonna actually roll with Obi Toppin. I
Yeah,
think
I think
he's got pretty good jumping ability, and I don't know. I think he just would show more flash.
yeah, he's athletic. Not as athletic as my pick, Cassius Stanley. That
See,
dude,
I haven't seen him, so I didn't even know who he was. I'm not
that
gonna
dude
lie.
can fly. But yeah, I mean, he hasn't done much in the league or anything. But I feel like I know that he's been on like some hoop mixtapes,
Hmm.
forever, just because of his athletic ability. So I'm sure that he's got some dunks up his sleeve that are
It's kind of
hopefully
weird
going
that
to
it's a
stand out.
halftime show now. It's kind of different.
I kind of like that idea though. I think they
I
should
do
do that
too.
every year. Just pick three guys that aren't in the All Star game,
I wish
put them
they'd
in
pick three different
halftime.
guys. Though, I'm not gonna lie. Give us some excitement.
Yeah, I mean, but it's got to be three people that aren't in the All Star game if you're gonna do it at halftime. Next year they
Yeah.
won't though. Next year they'll make it the prime time thing
Hmm.
again, and it'll be
Like I would like to see
whack.
Ja and Zion battle it out in the slam dunk contest.
They got invited.
They did.
They both turned it down.
Mm. See,
Or I
Zion
know,
was
I
saying
know,
that
I
if
know.
he got
Zion,
invited, he
Zion
wouldn't
got
turn it down.
invited. I don't know about Ja. I know Zion got invited and he turned it down. So did Jalen Brown. He got invited and he turned it down.
So I think if you saw those three instead of these three, that's a show to watch at
Yeah,
halftime.
I think where the thought came in and turning it down though is there's no fans. How exciting can it be
Yeah,
for you to go
true.
and dunk with no fans?
Because
And
a lot of the
you
votes
want to
get because
save,
how hyped the fans get.
yeah, you want to save your dunks for when there's fans there, you know. So you want to
Hmm.
save them for next year when you get invited.
Yeah.
But yeah, so my picks were Randall, Levine, and Stanley, with a sleeper of Vucevic in the skills, and then you had Luca with a sleeper of Covington, Devin Booker, and Obi Toppin. All right, so now we can move on to the fun part,
Yeah.
the All Star Draft. I really haven't looked too deep into this. I know that, I know who I will take first after your pick, because I think I know who you're gonna go with. But other than that, I'm just gonna go with whatever's left.
And to clarify for everyone watching, he's Team Durant, so he gets the last two starters because
Yep.
LeBron has most fan votes.
And then
So with
yeah, so you're Team LeBron, I'm Team Durant. You'll get first pick, and then I'll get the next one. We'll just go down from there until the last two are left. They'll both be mine. And
and
then
then
I'll
you get
start
the
with reserve.
first and the reserves.
Yep.
All right. Well, with the first pick, Team LeBron's going to take Joel Embiid.
All right, Embiid. That's a good one. I was thinking about going Embiid if I had the first pick,
Mm-hmm.
because you got to go with the MVP candidate.
Yeah.
Um, but since I need a star. I need my first pick. I don't have Durant, so I don't even have a captain. I'm gonna go Luka Doncic to run the team.
Okay. I'm going to roll out with my second pick and bring in Steph. Need a shooter.
Steph's a good one. I was gonna go Steph. I was gonna go either Steph or Kyrie, whichever one you didn't take, and so I'm gonna go with Kyrie Irving as my second pick.
Okay, I got Steph, LeBron, Embiid. I'm going to go with Jason Tatum.
Jason Tatum going kind of
Mm,
early. That's nice.
yeah, going Jason
Um,
Tatum. Put him up to
see,
4.
I'm gonna go with Giannis Antetokounmpo then.
Okay. Mm, give me another shooter. Give me Bradley Beal.
Bradley Beal's a good one. And so
You
that's
got
your team right
Jokic
there,
and
right?
Kawhi.
So I get
Yep,
Jokic and Kawhi. That's the
I
team that I
got,
wanted. I kind
yeah.
of went off of your picks. I was like, if he goes a big first, if he goes Embiid first, I know Jokic isn't going to get taken, so that's going to be one of my
Mm-hmm.
last picks. So if you didn't take, if you didn't take Embiid, I would have taken him. But
Yeah.
it's just that I can wait on Jokic because I know you're not going to run a double center. That's why I didn't take Jokic, or else I would have taken him sooner. Just so then everybody knows that I'm not dogging on Jokic here.
Yeah. So I got Steph, Beal, LeBron, Tatum, Embiid. I like that. That's nice.
Yep. My team is Kyrie, Luka, Kawhi, Giannis, and Jokic.
That's nice
That's my
too.
starting lineup. And then my first pick for the bench, I got to go with my man James Harden.
Mm. I was hoping you were. I was hoping to get first reserve. That's why I talked to you earlier. I was going to take Harden. Um, my first reserve. I'm gonna go with Dame. I'm gonna go with Dame time.
Dame's a good one. Um,
This one's harder.
yeah, no, they start a little tough now. Mm, I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna go with Paul George.
Hmm. Okay. I gotta go Zach Levine.
Zach Levine's a good one. Um, I'm gonna go with a big, and I'm gonna grab Rudy Gobert.
Okay. I'm gonna pair these two up, and I'm gonna put Jaylen Brown.
Jaylen Brown is a good one. I'm gonna take Zion Williamson.
That was my next one. Dang it. Man. Give me Julius.
Julius is a good one. I'm gonna go with Ben Simmons. Or not Ben Simmons. Devin Booker. I was looking at Ben Simmons, but I was thinking Devin
I
Booker.
was like, oh, okay.
Devin Booker's my pick.
Give me Vucevic.
Vucevic, that's a good one. I'll bring Chris Paul on. I'll bring Chris Paul on to join Devin Booker.
I'll bring in the guy who I thought I'm actually shocked he's still here, Spida, Donovan Mitchell.
Yep, I know. That was one I was looking at too.
So down to Sabonis and Ben Simmons?
Yes, Sabonis and Ben Simmons. I'm going to go Sabonis. I got 2 guards already, 2-point guards. I don't need.
I'll take Ben. He's playing the power forward for me. Let's go.
You can have Ben Simmons. All right, now I'll write them both on our sides on the video, just so then we can see who we got, and so the people can see who we got, and then I will post this onto Twitter or Twitter and TikTok and maybe Instagram as a little poll. People can decide which team is better. I'm gonna have to say my team is leaps ahead, but you know,
Team LeBron,
Team Durant all the way.
No, Team LeBron. Shooting is incredible on my team.
Yeah, you got some shooters.
Except have half court shots all night.
If Durant was on my team, it'd be a totally different story. But
so, from your team, who are your 2 people you could see winning MVPs? One from the starter, one from the bench.
See, I was gonna ask you that too. I was gonna see who we got as MVP. I know for sure I'm going to go with Kyrie as one of my choices for MVP. And then my other one, I mean, if we're going bench after that, I will say, I mean, James Harden could. That's tough though. I'm gonna go with kind of a sleeper-ish, and I'm gonna say Devin Booker.
Okay, yeah. My starter, I think just because he just got voted in, I think he might do something. Jason Tatum. I think he might have just go out there and start shooting lights out. And my one from the bench, I'm gonna go Zach LaVine for one on the bench.
It's a good one.
So my sleeper, if I had your team, would have been Zion. I think Zion's gonna just go out and dunking on everybody just instantly.
Yeah, Zion will probably have a good one. He was another option that I had. I mean, so if you had to choose out of the whole everybody, who would be your MVP?
Kyrie.
That's who I'm taking too. I think that's all we got though. It's just a quick 30-minute pod, just to get the All-Star game stuff in. But next pod, we're gonna do our 2 changes to our award predictions from earlier this year.
So okay, that works perfect because
you can remember.
We have some. I'll have some. Are we doing just one change?
No, we're gonna do 2.
2 changes. 2 changes. Okay. All right, that works perfect.
And then we'll also do a little All-Star game review. Maybe go over how our teams would have done, and maybe we'll do a whole stat track and see which team would have actually won.
And they're doing the one like we did last year, don't they? The 24 is the final, no matter whatever it is.
Yeah, the last quarter they add 24 to their total points, and then that's the target score. So the first team to get to that number wins. It's a little weird. I just like them going at it for 4 quarters.
I kind of like it though. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it does make it a little bit competitive.
Year was more physical. Yeah.
It does make the 4th quarter more competitive because you're like, all right, we're down 6, and they only need 24 to win. We need 30 to win. So, yeah. But yeah, so yeah, next pod will be next week sometime after the All-Star game.
All right, yeah,
maybe we can do it in person out there.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Possibly.
That'd be nice.
If we wait till the 12th.
That's fine with me. We can get plenty of
I'm
stuff
gonna
to
have
talk
to bring
about
my
too.
laptop anyways for my class. But yeah, all right, that works for me. Sounds
All
good.
right.
See you next week.